Now we will see the society of the Vedic period. In the Rig Vedic time or the early Vedic period, the Aryans lived in villages. The family was the fundamental unit of the society. It was patriarchal, means male dominating society. This means that the oldest male member of the family was its head. It was called Grihapati or Kulpati. After the death of Grihapati, the responsibility shifted to his eldest son. Whenever the main person or main male is was dying, after that the whole responsibility of the family is fallen on the head of his eldest son. Several families lived in a gram. Wherever in the gram or village we can see several families living together. That villages together formed a Visha. Many Vishas formed a Jan. The head of the village was called Gramini. Gram or village's head is called as Gramini. Visha's head is called as Vishpati. The head of the Jan is called as Rajan or the king. The kings governed with the help of ministers. Whenever king is governing to his empire, at that time he is supported by various ministers. The important officers including the Gramini, the Purohit and the Senani, that were the important officers under the king. The Senani was the commander of the army. Senani is maybe also called as per the Senapati. The Purohit performed religious ceremonies. The administration of the villages was carried out by the Gramini. Means villages whole administrative work is looked by the Gramini, the head of the gram. The king did not maintain any regular army. However, in the time of war, he used to organize tribal groups to perform military functions. At that time, there was not any kind of regular army. Whenever warlike situation or battle-like situation raised, at that time, the Senani is announcing for the support of tribal groups. During the Rigvedic time, the tribe elected a leader of its own. He was not as powerful as the one in the later Vedic period. Means at the time of Rigvedic time or the early Vedic period, every tribe was electing a person as per their leader. But at the time of later Vedic period, he was not that much powerful. In the Rigvedic period, three popular assemblies were there. Assemblies that was known as, first one is Sabha, then Samiti and the Vidatha. That all assemblies were advising to the king. The Vidatha was the earliest assembly which used to perform all kinds of functions that are economic, military, religious and social functions. Women were actively participated in the deliberations in the Vidatha. There was no partiality between men and women. That's why women were also performing the functions of Vidatha. Then the Samiti was the assembly of the people and the Sabha was the council of elders. The Sabha was performing the duty of advising and judicial functions. The Samiti was called to session on special occasions. Whenever there is special occasions at that time, the members of Samiti are holding the works. In the later Vedic age, kingship became hereditary. Afterwards, what happened? The king became the hierarchy of the society, and divine elements came to be associated with the king. After that, king got the status of the divine. This period marked the beginning of a taxation system and administrative machinery. In the later Vedic age, the process of taxation was started. During the later Vedic age, the popular assemblies lost their earlier importance. Sabha Samiti started to dominated by the chiefs and the rich nobles. Afterwards, women were no longer permitted to attend these assemblies. Now we have to see the position of women in both the Vedic period, later Vedic also and early Vedic also. During the Vedic period, women were respected. The institution of marriage had become sacred. That process of marriage was holy process for the women. Even the daughters were given freedom to choose their husbands. The system of remarriage of widows was prevalent. There are no examples of child marriage in early Vedic period. The marriageable age in the Rig Veda seems to have been 16 to 17. You have heard or heard about Swayamvar. In that process, women had their rights to choose their life partner. Okay. Now, in the later Vedic period, there was significant decline of the status of women. Slowly, what happened in the later Vedic period, the status of women started to decline. The participation in yajnas was not considered necessary. At the time of early Vedic period, they had equal status like men. But in later Vedic period, there was no importance for their presence in the yajna worshipping. They did not enjoy the right to property. The freedom to choose husbands by women curtailed. Curtailed means it was just curtain just followed on that freedom of daughters of women. Now there was class divisions happen in later Vedic period. Though the caste system is not mentioned in the Rig Veda, but the fact remains that there was some kind of class divisions. In Rig Veda, there is nothing mentioned about the caste system. The early Aryans called the local inhabitants Dasyus and did not mix with them. Those who were the local inhabitants of that region, they were called as Dasyus. And whenever Aryan came there, they started to rule on them and they did not mix with them. The dominating status just offered to them. It is said that during this period, the tribal chiefs and priests acquired a large share of the booty and grieved at the cost of their kinsmen. Means what? The chiefs and priests were just taking lot of share from the villagers or their tribes, those who are living there. This resulted in social inequalities. Groups. Slowly, what happened? There started a social inequality in the society or the groups. And the society got divided into three groups: warriors, priests, and the people. The fourth division, called the Shudras, that is appeared towards the end of the Rig Vedic period. Because of word Shudra is mentioned for the first time in the 10th mandala of the Rig Veda. Means at the ending of Rig Veda, that Shudra word is mentioned, what type of work they were doing, which is usually considered a later addition. At first there was only 3 classes, then 4th class was created afterwards. Since the economy was mainly pastoral and not food producing, there was no scope for collecting regular tributes or taxes from the people. There was no compulsory taxation was there at that time. In the early Vedic period, the society was divided into different classes based on their profession. At first, what happened? Early Vedic period, the society was divided all as per the profession of the people. Person could adopt any profession of his choice. The person who, if he likes any work or any profession, he could do it easily, as is evident from an excerpt of the Rig Veda. Here the lines are mentioned. I am a poet, my father is a physician, and my mother grinds corn on stone. Being of the same family, we are engaged in different professions. That was happening in early Vedic period. But in later Vedic period, that situation was changed. Priest, son became priest. Goldsmith's son became goldsmith. That process was just started in society. People followed different professions which became hereditary in course of time. Various types of professions just done by the people, by that they started to choose that type of profession by which they were getting more and more benefit. But by that profession, slowly the class divisions creation started. This resulted in the division of society into occupational classes. Gradually, this took the form of caste, and the present caste system emerged. Means by the profession that caste was just started, and now also that is emerged in the society. In the later Vedic period, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras became the 4 distinct castes or Varnas. The Brahmins or the priests performed religious rituals, the Kshatriyas participated in wars, the Vaishyas engaged in business and looked after agriculture as well as industry, and Shudras served the upper free classes. As stated earlier, during the later Vedic age, the caste system became rigid or strict. The Brahmins and Kshatriyas enjoyed many privileges. They got various types of benefits. The priests came to be considered as gods on earth, and the Kshatriyas also increased their power and came to be regarded as the ruling class. Priests were just started to worship as per the considered as per the gods. Slowly Kshatriyas also developed their status and they became the emperor ruling or become the part of ruling class. All the 3 higher varnas were entitled to Upanayana or investiture with the sacred thread according to the Vedic mantras. Intercaste marriage was not prevalent at that time. Intercaste marriage was not allowed. Now we have to see the 4 ashramas. At the time of early Vedic period, man grew up according to the family traditions. However, in the for example, if a child just taking birth in any house, at the time he is following all the practices what is happening in his own family, then that process is or that tradition is continuously followed by his family members or generation to generation. Then in the later Vedic period, the whole lifespan of an Aryan came to be divided into 4 periods. The lifespan from birth to the end of the life, the whole life is divided into 4 ashramas or the 4 periods. The 4 stages of life are known as the 4 ashramas. Each of is 25 years. That all 4 periods or ashramas are divided into 4 periods that are just covered into 25 years span. The 4 ashramas are: first one is Brahmacharya ashram, second one is Grihastha ashram, then third one is Vanaprastha ashram, and the last one is Sannyas ashram. The Brahmacharya ashram lasted up to the age of 25 years. During this period, the pupil was expected to acquire knowledge in the Gurukul and observe strict discipline whatever is given him by his Guru. During the period of Grihasthashram, man was supposed to marry and raise a family. Means when as soon as he completed his 25 years, he should get married and raise his family. As a householder, he was to take responsibility of maintaining his family. That period lasted up to the age of 50 years. The third stage is Vanaprasthashram, which started at the age of 50 to 75 years. During that period, man was expected to retire from worldly life and acquire spiritual and philosophical knowledge from surrounding. Then the last stage, lasting from the age of 75 to 100 years, that is called as Sannyasashram. This was the period of renunciation. Man had to leave everything forever and go into meditation in order to attain moksha or salvation. Means he is just going away from each and every worldly thing and spend his life there with the for getting moksha or salvation. Then we have to see the education. What type of education students were getting in the early Vedic or the later Vedic period. Education was imparted through private gurukuls. The residence of Guru is called as Gurukul. The house of the Guru is called as Gurukul, meaning the family of the Guru. Gurukul means the family of Guru that had become the most sacred institution. The Gurukuls were often located on the outskirts of the city and even in the forest, wherever the suitable place is there for the learning of the students. Mostly they were choosing isolated places.